Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into something pretty unexpected from a classic text, William Boericke's Homeopathic Materia Medica. Our mission really is to unpack one particular entry and see why it's so interesting.
Exactly. We're looking at Blatta Orientalis, a unique remedy. And it's not just what it is, but the sheer detail in this old source. That's what's fascinating, how specific it all gets.
Okay, let's dive in then. So the source, Boericke's, it just comes right out and says Blatta Orientalis is the Indian cockroach. Wow. An Indian cockroach. As a remedy, I have to say that's not quite what you expect from a medical book, even an older one.
Hey, no, it definitely catches your eye, doesn't it? But look closer, it's immediately flagged as a remedy for asthma. And not just any asthma, but specifically asthma associated with bronchitis. Very targeted.
Right, so it's not like a cure-all, it's for this specific condition overlap.
Precisely. And then there's this other instruction.
Yeah, I saw that. It says it's indicated after arsenic when this is insufficient. Yeah, just for clarity, we're talking homeopathic arsenic here, right?
Yeah.
Highly diluted stuff.
Correct, yes. Highly diluted preparations. But that instruction after arsenic, that's really revealing. It suggests, a sequence, a plan. They tried one thing, and if that didn't quite work, they had a next step.
So like a protocol almost?
Yeah.
Not just randomly trying things.
Exactly. It points towards a thought-out therapeutic strategy, adapting based on how the patient was doing.
Okay, and this is where it got really interesting for me. The description of who this helps. It mentions symptoms like cough with dyspnoea, that's severe trouble breathing, and specifically in bronchitis and thiasis being an old term for TB often.
Okay.
And then it says it acts best in stout and corpulent patients with much pus-like mucus. I mean, that paints such a specific picture.
It really does.
Yeah.
And that level of detail tells you a lot about their approach. They weren't just diagnosing the illness, they were observing the person, their build, the type of mucus, the specific breathing difficulty.
A very sort of individualized view.
You could say holistic, in a way, matching the remedy to the unique patient, not just the disease label, even if the remedy is, a cockroach.
Right. And the detail doesn't start there. It gets into how to use it, the dosage. It says lowest potencies during an attack. Then, after the spasm, for the remaining cough, use the higher. Can you unpack that a bit? Potencies, low versus high.
Sure. So in homeopathy, potency is about the dilution level. Lowest potencies are less diluted. They were often thought to work more on the immediate physical symptoms like during an acute asthma attack. Higher potencies are much more diluted, believed to act sort of more deeply or on the lingering state after the main crisis passed.
Okay, so it's a tiered approach depending on the stage of the illness.
Exactly. Acute phase, lower potency. Recovery phase, higher potency. It's quite nuanced. And then there's that final instruction. Stop with improvement to prevent return of aggravation.
Right. So don't just keep taking it indefinitely?
No. It's presented as a targeted intervention. Use it, see improvement, then stop.
Yeah.
Watchful waiting, essentially. Very careful management.
So bringing this all together, we've looked at this frankly surprising remedy from a historical text. An Indian cockroach used for specific asthma for certain patient types with really detailed instructions on when and how to use it. It's quite a window into past practices.
It really is. What stands out to me, I think, is how it challenges assumptions. You might think of old remedies as vague, but this shows incredible observation and a very systematic approach documented right there.
Yeah, the level of specific detail is maybe the biggest surprise. And here's something for you, our listener, to maybe think about. How did they even develop these incredibly precise instructions for something like a cockroach remedy? It really makes you wonder about the sheer amount of observation, maybe trial and error, and careful record keeping that went into creating a text like Boericke's Materia Medica. What kind of system led to this?